And welcome back to For the Plot. Today we have Deja with us, who's so tired of me cutting up, but it's what I do best. We just gonna have to roll with the punches. We're rolling with the punches.
Yeah,
Is that not what we were talking about anyway?
I mean, basically. But I could assist in the punches if I
You
don't
know,
have.
yeah, yeah, we could assist with punching people. We are not condoning violence. We are simply just saying
Yes, we are.
sometimes you might be, but for legal reasons, I am not. My lawyer can only do so much. She ain't even got her degree yet. She can really only do so much for me.
Well, yeah.
But no, back to where we were. We're bringing y'all in where we left off, and that was. I hate to admit this publicly, anyway, but like. I'm so happy for everybody around me, but I'm also overwhelmingly lonely, and that does not detract from my happiness for y'all. But boy, oh boy, do I be feeling something.
Because we nobody wants to admit that they're lonely. No one wants to admit that they're
Hmm.
vulnerable. Nobody wants to admit that I have feelings. And we
Hmm.
know I am the queen of I'll shove it down, I'll deal with it later.
I
I,
don't feel it.
I don't feel
I'm a
it.
bad bitch. You can't kill me.
But it took last October when I had my
Hmm.
lovely little moment, if you will, that I realized, okay, I am not okay.
Hmm.
Especially after, and you know, because we are friends in real life, so much happened from August to October
Girl. Of
that
2023 or 2024? Let's clarify for the audience.
well, I almost
Both,
cussed.
really.
Um, no, because 2023 was a lot more palatable. 2023
Yeah,
was not that bad. 2024, 2022 was bad. 2024 was bad. 2022 was awful.
yeah.
And then 2 years later, it just became bad.
That's an upgrade if you ask me.
I mean, it was. It really was. And so I often say 2024, those 3 months, was like a reminder, or I told Twin it was God showing me how far I've come
Yeah,
from 2022. Because if I had to go through 2022 all over again, at this point I would crash out. But I would have had every reason to crash out.
that's fair. And I can honestly say you watched me hit rock bottom last year in real time.
But I tell people, once you hit rock bottom, you can either sit down or you can come on back up. What you gonna
I
do?
feel like I kept digging at one point.
It wasn't that you were digging, you were settling.
Because at that, and you know what? I'm gonna keep it a bean. I had no energy to do anything else. It literally,
Hmm.
the highs and the lows were literal polar opposite extremes last year. Because I was on top of the world in January, February. I didn't know my life was falling apart, but it fell apart. March is, well, we met in February, but like March is when we got close.
But
It's been a
sometimes
full calendar year.
it has. But sometimes when you hit rock bottom, and when I say you were settling in. So it felt like you were digging in or digging down,
Hmm.
but you were just, it's like when you wiggle and you settle
The
into your
dust settled.
spine. Yeah, you literally just settling, like you settling into bed. You settled there. But sometimes you have to, because you have to collect yourself and you have to think and be like, okay, well,
Hmm.
shit can't get worse. So how do we make it better at this point?
You know what? That's so real. And even even
What
with
else
what I'm
can
feeling
happen?
right now, I feel like I'm at a different. I feel like in terms of stress and my family life, I was at rock bottom last year. Because my career, like music wise, nigga, I was thriving. In terms of, I'm not, my social life, I was okay. Like realistically, I was okay. And I was okay with being okay.
Hmm.
But right now, I'm sitting here and I'm like, family life is, it is what it is. Because love them folks dearly, but I can't trust them to get it together. And I dare one of them to say something when they see this.
But that's also you just understanding. It's just like,
It it is
I,
what it is.
it is what it is. Shit can't be helped. So if this not
Mm-hmm.
gonna change, how do I change to work around it?
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's, I mean, and
And
I hate to say that, but that's all life is. It throw something at you, you either gonna catch it and deal with it, or if it hits you in the face, so fucking be it. What you gonna do?
listen,
And sometimes our biggest strength can be our ability to adapt and keep going.
and at that point, like to that point, that's where I'm at with my social life, my love life, if you want to call it that. Because it's really just some shit occurring for the plot.
I just, at this point in mine, I'm just like this. But you've also now seen in a year, things have changed for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and oh, how the tables have tabled.
Turn, turned, twisted, flipped, broke,
Back up, flip, rub it down.
been rebuilt. They've been everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say too much right now, but
We'll save
that's
that for the next episode. Da da
yeah,
da da da.
that's a whole different episode. But it's I- at this point, I'm just like, okay.
Well, and even girl, because I didn't seen you go through it in a year, and you know what you done babysat me through. Because
And we're talking about had just been coming off of something when we met. Had already
right,
been coming off of some shit.
and like, because even if when we put our thinking caps on, okay, when we met, I was like, I'm Lonnie Mac. I ain't got no feelings. What's that? Ha 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 ha. And I was cool from February when we met to about June or July when me and what's his face started talking. And then that was smooth. That was smooth till I came back home from that trip. And then all hell broke loose. And then I was like, I can't listen to Fire and Desire never again. Oh Lord Jesus, I can't listen to Luther Vandross. I love Luther Vandross.
Meanwhile,
And then and then what did I do? I was sad. I gave myself about 3 days to be sad for real. And I was like, I'm looking for the hoe. Cause what I look like.
but you know what? It has taken the age gap between us. It is funny when I really sit back and look at it, but it allows me to get to some conclusions quicker than you, so I can tell you what not to do. And I can honestly say, I used. I thought last year I was like, I don't have to date. Like this is my time to heal. Boom, boom, boom. And I started it, but I don't think I realized I'm. I still haven't.
And you know what? To that I will say, and that is why when you have not taken the time to heal properly from situations, you will end up at a test, which is the same shit you didn't take the time to heal from in the first place in a different body with a different name. Can I get an amen?
Amen. Because when the test come, I might get out of the test successfully, but I ain't pass it.
Mm-hmm.
I just got out of it. I skipped school that day.
You're dumb.
I'm just saying. And then when it comes back, I be sitting there like, and what did I tell you? This seemed awfully familiar. It's just something so familiar. I just can't put
It's
my finger on it. What is it? And then it took me talking to somebody else and talking through it for me to be like, oh, this why it's
it
familiar.
now
Oh, this the
one bit
same
of
nigga, just a
wisdom.
different name.
One bit of wisdom I have gotten from my mother, because she might drop some foolishness, and other days she'll drop
She'll drop some
gems.
gems.
There needs to be dropping gems, but sometimes you gotta filter.
Yeah.
You gotta clean all the sediment away from so you can find the gems. But she had told me, because I be asking people questions that I maybe I don't have no couth and no home training, but I'll be wanting to know. I need to find some understanding. Like my name is Tamika, okay? And I asked her straight up, I was like, so what was up with you and your ex-husband? Like, Harpo, who's this man? Because you never talk about him. The only reason we know dad was married before is because our sister is evidence of this. Like, who was your ex-husband? Who? And she was like, he is the same exact person as your daddy. He just had different vices. They simple men, country boys, like fishing, like, being outside, building stuff, cars, whatever. And she's like, I married the same man twice. And something about the way she said it made something click to me. And like you just said for you, that you will really keep meeting the same person in a different body with a different name until you learn your lesson.
And what
Now,
you have to be careful of is that
hmm
that test don't always present as a test at first. So you
oof,
have to sit there and be looking and really be watchful of it. Because when it's
hmm
when it starts presenting itself and being like, okay, now here it go. What you gonna do when you see it? Because the test didn't look like a test at first. At all, actually. It looked
no.
it looked like a blessing. And it still is, because it's gonna teach me something about
And
me. But it
mhm.
looked like something that it wasn't.
Now, I got a question. And this is for the audience, but it's mostly for you. Now, when you have these blessings, because a blessing, it's all really the same thing because you're gonna learn and you're gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
What is the lesson, shall I say, in people interfering in your blessings? I'm so glad I'm gonna put an overlay over this so they can't see our faces because we are having a whole secondary conversation. And what I mean by that is,
Yeah, cause break it down. eh, Narrow in what you're asking. Cause I can't
okay,
I can answer, but I want to make sure I specifically hit what you're talking about.
so when you are in the midst of your own blessing, right? Relationship, whatever, and then somebody finds a way to insert themselves into something that had nothing to do with them, but everything to do with you, whether it be from a place of jealousy, from a place of just being the hater. There's hateration and holleration in my dancery. At where do you where do you seek out the blessings in something that's still definitely a lesson? In specific example, that situation I was in, that situationship, I'm gonna call it, because I'm not gonna admit that it was
Okay.
a
Uh-huh.
relationship.
Okay.
When me and
Delusional.
what's the name,
Okay.
when me and what's the name was talking,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going swimmingly until somebody found out about it, and then all hell broke loose. And it's like there's still a lesson in this. There was still a blessing in it. The blessing being the reprieve that I was getting from everything else crumbling around me, right? The blessing being the acknowledgement that even with the obstacles in my way, even with things being what they are around me, I'm not the problem. Not in this instance. I am a problem in general, but I am not the problem. I was not the issue. How do you deal with the interference of hateration and holleration?
Sometimes it is hard to tell when your friends are ops
Mm,
because they will present it as coming from a place of love, as I care about you, I want the best
mhm,
for you. But do you really? Do you actually? But it takes two people. It takes that other person to understand that, okay, no, this actually coming from a place of jealousy. Because the only thing
mhm.
you could do is just separate yourself from it. There's not, because once you figure it out, is I can't have nothing else to do with you. I have to long handle spoon you. Even if I don't want to destroy the relationship that me and you
Hmm.
have, I can't tell you everything that I have going on. Sometimes you gotta move in silence. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Word to
Amen.
Dwayne Michael Carter Jr.
Hmm.
Because there's some things that it's just like you can't tell everybody your dreams. So there are some dreams I can't tell you. And not
Hmm.
because I think you're jealous or in is some things are meant for me to know.
Hmm.
And you know how my dreams come.
It, just like you know mine. That.
There are I have had I tell my friends what I need them to know. If I
Yeah.
need y'all advice on something, if I want to hear your opinion on it, I'm gonna present it to you. And I let you give me feedback. But as Kirsten Wells say, grown people gonna do what grown people wanna do. I can tell her I'm finna go do something. Whether she agrees with it or not, she's not gonna interfere because it don't have nothing to do with her.
Hmm.
I have to learn my own lessons. I have to go through my own take my own test. This ain't school. I can't cheat off her paper. Because her tests are not my test.
Hmm.
So when people start being ops, even though they are friends, because your friends can still be ops in certain aspects. Okay. So now I know when it comes to this area of my life, you're not going to root for me. And that's okay. That is okay. I still love you. I just can't tell you anymore. You you will get an invitation to the wedding if I so see fit for you to get one.
See, you better than me because I wouldn't invite him to nothing. I wouldn't invite. Never mind. That was a lot. That was
Uh-huh.
that was.
Uh-huh. Bring it
I,
on back.
I gotta
Bring
find
it
it.
on
I
back.
gotta find it.
But it's more so in my growth. I understand. Yo, I know I don't tell my friends something for one or two reasons. One, either I'm hiding something, truly hiding something that I know is wrong, or two, and really two bounces off one. I don't want to hear them tell me what I already know.
Hmm.
But that is if I'm being secretive and stuff. You need to be discreet because there's a difference. Discreet is I don't have to tell you my business.
Okay. See, and that's the thing. Even when being discreet, when being quiet, I feel like because
I,
I'm gonna look at this from a lens.
I put it like this: if
Because think about it, when
if you
all
if
was
you
said
and
and
what's his
done.
name, if you and what's his name had if it was never found out, because I'm gonna try not to say too much.
Hmm.
If it was never discovered in the way that it was discovered,
Hmm.
and y'all had the opportunity to just spend time with each other, y'all would have continued to talk. Therefore, y'all would have continued to build and build and build a solid foundation. The problem is the interference came in during the foundational stage.
Well, not
If
only that, but my question then becomes, why do you feel like you have that much dominion over either party to have a say in what is done or not done?
Cause let me tell you what I
Who's
know.
looking for your stamp of approval?
Let me tell you what I know.
Because
Folks have nothing but audacity. I tell anybody, You know, I call Kirsten twin. Twin is twin. Ronnie is bestest. Guess what? JT is JT. But I am fully aware as an adult that these people have other friends. I ain't never stopped you from having other friends. I want you to have other friends. Because I
Hmm.
want you to have as many people in your corner as humanly possible. Because when shit hit the fan, who I need people who gonna help rally with me behind you. When it comes to
Talk to them.
relationships,
Talk to these niggas.
when it comes to their relationships, I do not interfere with their relationship. You can come to me. You can vent. You can express yourself. If you ask, do you want
Hmm.
comfort or solution? Because I can offer both. Or do you want me to just sit here and be quiet? Because either way, I'm good. But I have never felt the desire. I'll use Ronnie. Me and Ronnie been friends 25 years. I've never said, you don't need to be with them. At this point, I have every right to. If I say it would hold weight. But I have no desire to say that to her. Because who am I to tell, at this point, who am I to tell another adult who they can and cannot be with? Be with who you want to be with. I don't care. When it starts impeding your health, your mental, your overall well being,
Hmm.
or in some people's cases, your child, okay, now I might say something. Now I might come out and be like, all right, look now. Let me just tell you what I'm observing.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna say it's based because at the end of the day, it's still not about who you with. It's about you. You need to change what you doing. I ain't never felt ownership over another human. That's slavery. That's outlawed for now in this country. Those may try to bring it back. I don't know. I know who won't
Listen,
be a part of it. But that's neither here nor there.
okay. So, because again, you are privy to far more than the regular listener. Locked in forever together forever. Okay.
Mm.
So you have context. You know who, what, when, where, how, why. Because again, you sat with me on the phone through the whole, from the I think I might like him a little bit to the I accidentally said I love you and threw my phone across the room.
To I'm getting on the plane. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Well,
To
goddamn.
I'm in the Uber. We looking at each other. I'm gonna call you back. Bye.
Mm-hmm. And the aftermath.
And so when it's all said and done, I think I think it's amusing how insecurity, because we gonna call it what it is. I think it's amusing how insecurity will breed jealousy over somebody who genuinely wants the best for you, who genuinely roots for you. Cause, but that's also why you have specific friends for specific things.
There are some conversations I can have with you.
Hmm.
I can't have with JT. There are some conversations I can have with JT. I can't have with you. In adulthood,
Hmm.
you have to know there are some friends that are multifaceted, multi-purpose. I'm a multi-purpose friend. But there are some
Yes, you are.
friends that are there for just one purpose. That's it.
And right now, I'm questioning a whole bunch of people's purpose.
And that's okay. Because you should.
In the words of the Puerto Rican princess, not that one, the other one. Oh, why is you here?
Mm, mm.
Hmm.
I did name a nigga Puerto Rican princess. I'd really come up with the best nickname for people.
Hmm.
Um,
I know,
but
Darla.
you're welcome. Um, but that is part of growth. Like even when I was in college, I had friends I played with for years. I thought we were gonna be like that for life. All right, you my friend that I just want to party with. I can't. Nah, you not really good for nothing else. You just good when we go out. You good for
Hmm.
a good time. You not good for a hard time.
And I think establishing those boundaries. I love that we are having this conversation from two different, you know,
Hmm.
the age gap here is age gapping in a
Yes,
positive way.
because and I hate I went on a kick a couple weeks ago when I was watching all them Tyler Perry plays, and when he said people are like roots or branches or leaves on a tree, he wasn't like
Hmm.
Medea be snapping. Medea be saying some gems.
Listen,
So you need to
Miss
you need to
Mabel,
draw a tree. Draw a tree and figure out who them roots is. Who them ones that if shit got hard and shit hit the fan, who gonna be there? Who gonna be there to encourage you and lift you up? Because my roots, my roots not going nowhere. They tried and true. They ain't going nowhere.
hmm
I can call them now, crying on the phone, and the world gonna stop for them because they got to figure out what's going on. If they need to pray, they gonna pray. If they got to, well, they not me. I handle things in a more violent manner sometimes when need be. Um, so when they need to handle it like that, they may handle it like that. Whatever I need them for, that's what they're gonna be there for. Don't matter. Them ride or dies. That's them. All right. What's the plot today? What we gotta do today? Ain't nothing like having roots. Them branches, they be there. They sturdy. Some of 'em. Some of them not. Some of them ain't nothing but a little twig. That if the wind blow too hard, they gone. They ain't gonna go far, but they gonna fall off and they gonna hit that ground. So the question is, when you really sit down and look at who you consider to be a friend, past, present, future, well, past, present, who are the ones that you know without a shadow of a doubt they're not going nowhere, and who are the ones that if things get hard, they liable to leave. Cause that's how you separate them. Cause and life too short. Life too short to be questioning people and their motives. And oh, so and so did this, so and so did this. That's crazy. Like this actually crazy. Like the fact that someone could or would interfere with your love life and it wasn't for your best interest, that's a lot. Because why I look like you walking through a tornado?
girl, it feels like I'm walking through a tornado.
Oh.
Had to get out them folks' office so that way I could do what I do.
Hmm.
But yeah, like you said, branches, branches, roots, leaves, and a whole motherfucker's finna leave because
And that's okay.
I don't
It's
know.
okay to purge them.
I think the thing is, with the way my life has been set up, I haven't really had to do much purging or pruning because I never stayed in one place long enough to have to purge or prune. Me personally, I like to set flamethrowers to shit.
No, ma'am.
I studied in the school of left eye.
No,
I'm gonna
ma'am.
throw all this shit in the bathtub and set it
And
on
let
fire.
me tell you why. Because you never know if you might actually have to cross that bridge again. So don't burn it. You can leave it. You can so cross back over to back to your side and be like, all right, check you. But what if they are a pine cone?
Come on,
Pine
Mother Nature.
pine cones have seeds in them. What if there's something in them
Okay.
that you need? What if you may not need them now, but you may need them later for
Mm.
something? What if they grow into something else? What if something inside of them takes root and grows into something else that you may need later?
Okay,
You might
perspective.
you might have to cross that bridge again. But until that time, it's okay to stay on your side and chill.
Yeah, because
And I never intentionally burn a bridge. Now I done set a flamethrower to one, but in my life, one done been set a flamethrower,
hmm
but it's never. Otherwise, it's never intentional. And even the one I set the flamethrower to, it ain't all the way burnt. It still got a solid little. It's just in case I have to bounce back through there, and
hmm
I ain't gonna, cause I might need them. But if I need them, I know why I need them. I already know the reason why I would need them. Cause right now I have nothing for them.
and I think that's where I'm at with a whole lot of people, right? More than just the one situation you and I were talking about just now.
Hmm.
But right now, I ain't got it. Like, I ain't got shit for anybody for real. If
And
it's not, and I don't, my thing is, people start acting fucking funny when met with distance, right? And it's like, have you ever considered why I am meeting you with distance?
no, because people do not understand what boundaries are when it refers to them. When they have to have a boundary set up for them, they don't understand it. Because that would mean
And
that
it's
they did
like,
something wrong. That would mean that they overstepped somewhere.
my thing is, I really gotta shut the hell up.
Mm,
Damn.
yeah.
But, there are people who pride themselves on minimal boundaries or not really having boundaries. And, you know, those are the type of people that I have learned to protect my peace that I need to
Mhm.
stay the fuck away from.
Yes.
And it's seldom personal, but if you're comfortable with, and just from an energetic standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you comfortable with whoever doing what the fuck ever to you, when the fuck ever they feel like it, you out here just you tweaking, plain and simple.
And as
And
someone
so for
who,
me,
I can say in the past, my boundaries have been flexible. Not that I didn't have them, they were flexible because depending on who was coming to me to bend or break or just remove the boundary, depending on who it was, I would.
mhm.
More
Now
so
I'm
in
gonna raise that.
my relationships.
So my thing is the boundaries I have in my relationships do not reflect the boundaries I have with my friends, do not reflect the boundaries I have with, say, my mama,
Well,
right?
because they should all be different.
Exactly. So And even different, the boundaries I have set up with you are significantly different to the boundaries of, say, my Chicago friends.
But that is because if you if there is a boundary, I respect it off rip. I'm not gonna teeter. I'm not gonna push it because just like last fall when you had got a little distant from me, and I was like, "What's up? What's up?" And even if you had said, "I don't want to talk about it," okay, that's fine. When you are ready to address it or talk about it, we can. That's a boundary. You've set a boundary.
Hmm.
The only thing I can do is respect it. If I push it, it will push you away. So
Hmm.
the thing was for me to be like, okay, cool. I may not like it. I ain't gotta like it, but I have to respect it. And that's it.
And that is, I think that's part of why I'm able to be so close to you, just offer it, because I know for a fact I have not had, and since we have met, nigga, allegiances have been tested, loyalties have been tested, all type of shit. But I've never once had to question like, oh, is Dej gonna move like this? Is Dej gonna do that? Is they mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm.
We done had to deal with bare minimum bitches, dizzy bitches, messy bottoms, and all types of shit. And I have not once had to question, is Dej actually looking out for me or is she looking out for herself? Not once. Not once wondering, is Dej telling me this because she thinks it's some shit I want to hear? Or is she telling me this because it's some shit I need to hear?
Because I tell you
Like,
what you need to hear. I may choose whether or not to take it from a therapeutic standpoint, depending on how you acting. Because if you need the
yeah, fair.
shit slapped out of you proverbially, like I will. If I know you're already in a sensitive mindset, I will go about it. And usually I just ask questions to make you think. I'll let you get to it yourself. I'll let
Hmm.
you come to that conclusion or see it how you should see it. But nah, cause that's just not how I move. Like I said, I got a friend I've been friends with 25 years.
The entirety of my life. Like,
I've had a friend that has
real
known
shit.
since I was 5, 4 going on 5. So actually 26, going on 27. So, and the girls say the biggest change in me is that I've gotten funnier. Meaning, I'm the same Deja I was at 4 or 5 years old. I am a lot funnier.
Okay, Genuine, we get it. You the same OG.
Huh. But and that is someone who's actually watched me grow. She's watched every relationship play out. And it's not that I've
Hmm.
changed, I've grown. But just changed? Nah. And the rest of my friends will tell you, I've grown. That's it. But you know how they got them little things on TikTok where it's like such and such core? The
Yeah.
core of me is just I'm dumb. I'm the brightest, smartest, cutest, funniest, silliest auntie ever. Cause I am who I am. That's why you've never had to question it. Cause who you met is who I still am.
Hmm.
Who Kirsten met 10 years ago is who I still am. Who JT met 10 years ago is who I still am. And I tell people, if you fall out with me, 9 times out of 10 it's because of you, not me. I ain't doing that.
Hmm.
Guarantee I still act the same way.
And that's the thing. I don't like the concept of a one-sided fallout. You feel me?
Yes, because if you fall out with me, the least you could do is tell me why you fell out with me. Let's talk about it first. Because it may be that we agree to disagree on some things. But that don't mean we gotta fall. That don't mean you got to just be like, I don't fucks with her no more.
Oh, I don't fuck with it. Hmm.
Because if somebody asks you why, what can you tell them? What is the response?
That's the thing. The girlies are not thinking critically anymore. My thing is give your friends the same amount of chances you give these ashy imaginary friend looking ass niggas.
Hey, I give my friends more than that because I.
Some of them look like retro video game characters, and you.
Goodbye. I'm finna end this. I'm finna, cause I ain't finna do this with you. Mm-mm.
No, but I had one specific person in mind because that nigga looked like he easy to draw from memory.
Thank you for coming
I ain't
to
talking about
this
him
episode of For the Plot.
for the plot.
Cause ain't no way.
All right, let's call it here.
Ain't no way to go see somebody look easy to draw from memory. Bitch, that's a stick figure.
Well, um,
Doodle
mm,
Bob.
he hoi minoi. Like, if you drew a stick figure as a caricature of a person, that's what that nigga looked like to me,
I want
with a
somebody to
receding
animate this
hairline.
part.
It's
I
gonna be
do.
me and my iPad fighting for my life.
I want somebody to iPad. I want somebody with an iPad, good software, to have a stick figure drawn and have somebody bouncing, have the stick figure bouncing about. Cause that's all I saw in my head just then.
No, sir.
Yep.
Right, you just. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, we gonna cut it right here, and I'm gonna just call you so that way I can get my child.
Good. 'Cause I gotta pee and you know,
Okay.
auntie tied, auntie tied. You know, it's time.